Hi, and welcome to Gin Fun at winemastery.co.uk. We've got a very important guest with us, WineScribble, and we're going to tell you all more in a minute. See you in a second. So, as I said, we have a very important guest here. We have Annabell from WineScribble. Now, Annabell is normally tasting wine, but we thought, she could join us on one of our Gin Fun episodes and give this particular gin a try. So, this one is another gin from Masham. This time it is I've forgotten what it's called, John.
It's the chocolate one.
It's the chocolate one.
Malt and Barley.
Thank you very much indeed. Yes.
No need to thank me.
Is there any kind of chocolate in this?
No, it's actually from the name actually is the barley because it's actually roasted and it's the colour of the barley and the hops when they're together after they've been roasted.
So it goes chocolatey sweet.
I assume so, yeah.
It's not actually sort of chocolate taste, it's the colour of the hops.
Of the hops when they have been
roasted.
Ah,
yes.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's go for it.
So this is completely different from the other Masham.
Massively different, yeah.
Massamly different.
Oh, I see what you did there, John. I see that. He's got it. And I see, they're like the one we had was a lot spicier, wasn't it? And like in your face with that. Whereas this is softer. I'd probably say earthier.
Yeah.
More kind of herby. And then for me, it has got a little bit of smokiness on the finish. I mean, that's what, once you get your nose right in there. That's another thing about this, same as the first one we had. Although this was still at 42%, you can still get your nose right in there. Usually, 42%, you struggle because the alcohol kind of...
Oh, but there's none of that there, actually.
Not at all, no.
It's so perfectly integrated, isn't it? Because it doesn't burn you.
Oh, it is. I like that. Perfectly integrated. But no, you are right, you're right. So let's get stuck in. And again, for a neat gin, for a neat 42% alcohol, there's no burn,
just
warming.
Warm, just gentle warmth, and actually gentle describes it very well, I think. Even the aromas, they're all rounded, and there's just herbs and smoothness.
Just touches your soul nicely. Touches your soul and warm.
Touches your soul nicely.
It does. It touches and you go, oh, there you are. That's what I've been waiting for. But no, and again, it's a very unique gin that compared to, we said number one was quite obvious. If you were to line gins up and have a little taste of number, oh God, that one would definitely stand out with the spices. And I think this one would stand out again with that.
Yeah.
That earthy smoke. There's not, because usually with the gins you associate juniper berry, that dryness, that dry edge. That's a predominant thing in there. But this doesn't really have that.
No.
It's nice and soft, nice and beautiful. Okay.
And again, this is another one you could just enjoy, just drinking neat. You wouldn't have to.
I think so. I wouldn't feel like mixing this with anything. It's very aromatic. It's gentle and genteel, I find. It has a certain air of elegance.
It does. You are right. Yes, softness, almost velvety as well. That kind of creamy.
Annabell's bringing all sorts of new vocabulary to our
I know, and I am loving this.
I'm going to leave you with some notes.
Thank you.
Homework assignment.
Yes, miss.
Work. So, we're going to try it with some tonic?
I would love to try it with tonic. Yeah,
Okay.
see what happens.
Okay.
Voila! Before we get into more trouble.
Yes, indeed, yeah. So, tonic added.
Yes. And ice.
Yes, and it's worth noting that
it's
it's the fever tree, the natural, isn't it? We always add that one, but just worth noting.
It's sucking it down quite a lot, hasn't it?
Yeah, but it's the herby thing that really comes through. And that is now reminding me a little bit. I know I said in the first one that the juniper wasn't predominant in there, but the juniper's coming through a little bit now.
But because it's effervescent now, all the aromas are popping up.
Coming straight up for you,
yes, all the bubbles are just carrying them straight into our nose.
But it has toned down the actual... The coarseness that we had before. Well, that coarseness sounds awful, but it was quite coarse and, like in your face, but now we've got a little bit more subtle. I think we should.
We should. I believe we should.
I believe we should. I'm looking forward to it.
I always look forward to it.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
Is the first thing I would say about that one.
How much tonic was it? 50-50?
Around 50-50. Around.
Yeah, I think that for even 50-50, I think I would have preferred it just slightly less. The taste is still there; it's still very refreshing, but it's the integrity of the taste somehow is lost. Not that this tastes awful in any way; it tastes delicious, but just that the interestness of all the different flavours has sort of a little bit evaporated.
Yeah, I think for me, definitely, there is a hint of licorice, but only a hint of licorice, but it's got the earthiness there for me now. That's all I'm getting, and it has become. Without sounding awful, because it's not awful, but it's kind of one-dimensional. So I think what you've just said there is that you're not getting the complete complexity, but that's because the tonic has toned it down quite a lot.
Yeah, so that might be our fault. We might have diluted it a touch too much, because it...
That too, man. But compared to number one, which, you know, I was fighting from seeing which one I prefer, neat or with the tonic, and it's 50-50 with this, I would definitely go neat.
Yeah,
I would have that neat every day of the week.
Yeah.
I think the tonic, although it's delicious and as a long drink, you know, to tone it down, that'd be fine, but I would want that neat.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything negative about saying this isn't. It's just that I think it's the opposite. Actually, it's so interesting neat that actually I just prefer to taste that and not water it down.
A little bit too easy drinking.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it can be a problem because I am with you. But it can become dangerous, kind of, because the alcohol isn't really kicking in. And it's lush. It's kind of going. It's nice and cool. And we've often said on the lawn where there's straw water, straw
and then you stand up.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Oh, that's when you find out. That's when you find out for sure. Well, fantastic. We've really enjoyed that.
It's a beautiful summer drink.
A beautiful summer drink,
summer drink.
And this is the drink that John always recommends that you begin before drinking wine, so it clears the palate.
I always like a G&T before you get onto the wine because it just kind of warms you up. Any stress that you had in the day just kind of slows down, and then you can enjoy the wine for what it is.
So you start with the gin?
Always love a gin, yeah. Just to warm your taste buds up.
Tips from pros.
I beg your pardon. But no, it's nice just to, you know, I've always said if you have been a little bit stressed of a day, or, you know, it's just not been nice outside, and in the first bottle of wine you open, there is something that kind of reacts with the grape. It doesn't bring out the best in the grape. It almost makes it taste a little bit bitter or a bit too dry or whatever it might be. Whereas if you've just kind of had a second to just relax, nice gin and tonic, everything slows down, then you come back to the wine and say, oh.
I see the wisdom in what you say, because wine is so changeable, isn't it? It depends on so many things.
It's a mood.
So you can just equalise everything with a beautiful...
What nice gin, or wherever you fancy. I mean, a lot of people just like a cold lager or something. I always find, like, I've said this many times, but like, when you come home from work, now my work is not very stressful, it's, you know, there's no stress involved in my life at all, but some people there is, and so you come home and, like, maybe you've had a really hard day at work and you reach for that bottle, you know, the bottle of wine, and you're not going to appreciate it the same as you would do, whereas if you were to go and have I don't know, let's say open your rage, let that warm and air out, and then go and have let's say a gin and tonic or a nice cold lager, and then sit down 15 minutes, let the stress of the day go, then go back to that wine. And that wine tastes 10 times different than what it did before. Definitely worth it. I would go.
That's good advice.
And a little thing for you to try at home when you go home.
Is it work in a wine and cheese shop?
Where there's no stress.
Where there's no stress.
There's no stress. No, I was going to say, go home when you get pour yourself a glass of wine. And we've been told this works. We've yet to prove it at home ourselves. Pour yourself a glass of wine. Drink the first, and while you're drinking the first sip, just fill your mouth, wash it around. While you're drinking the first sip, imagine something that really, you know, joyous thing, someone you love, someone you know, really makes you feel very, very happy. Yeah, without putting the glass down. So just let that simmer for a while. Without putting the glass down, drink again, and then this time think about something that really makes you angry, that makes your blood boil even. and actually, you're supposed to detect a difference in the wine when you do that. Yeah,
that's so exciting.
So give that a go.
I think maybe I'll start with the negative and then finish with the positive.
Fine.
I'll make some notes. I'll be on the phone.
Okay. Well, we're finishing off our gin fun with some wine tips, but never mind. It's still all about beautiful taste.
Yep, and again, delicious. Can't knock that for 1 minute. I would drink that all day long.
Yes, absolutely. Don't.
Exactly. Well, that's the problem, isn't it? When you're waking up and they're going, well, good, fine, fancy one. It's a dangerous game. But that was, again, delicious. Although, the tonic took it down a little bit, you still cannot knock that. Not for 1 minute.
It's beautiful. Great.
Absolutely beautiful.
Okay, well, until the next time.
Cheers.
Gin.
Gin, gin.
Gin.